Hello students, after learning the first topic in module 1, we shall move ahead to the second topic, which is on deriving an interpolation formula for x of w. Again, this is a small derivation as to how to obtain an equation for x of omega. The idea behind doing this derivation is to obtain an expression so that x of omega can be directly obtained from the samples of the frequency spectrum x of 2 pi k by n. I'll repeat once again. The main aim of doing this derivation is to obtain an expression in such a way that x of omega is directly related to the spectrum samples. Earlier, in the previous derivation, finally at the end of the derivation result, how am I trying to express x of omega? X of omega was expressed using the equation for x of n, the general or the standardized Fourier transform expression. But how did I derive x of n? X of n was trying to be retrieved or reconstructed from xp of n. What is xp of n? The periodic extension of x of n. And from how did I get xp of n? We have done the whole lot of derivation to obtain an expression for xp of n, that is, which is said to be related to the spectrum samples x of 2 pi k by n. So from that particular expression, I try to obtain an equation for xp of n. That is step number 1. In step number 2, what did we do? From xp of n, we tried to retrieve back x of n. That was step number 2. The final step is, once I get to know what is x of n, I will be able to obtain an expression for x of omega. Since there includes 3 different steps, instead of doing all these 3 different steps in one step or in one shot, if I want an equation relating x of omega and x of 2 pi k by n, how to do it, how to go about, is the basis for this class derivation. Let's start. Again, we'll start from the very basic expression for what? This is the basic expression for the Fourier transformation. Given x of n, converting x of n to x of omega by applying the general Fourier transformation. This is the formula. Kindly note, in the second step, the limits of a summation has got changed from minus to plus infinity to 0 to n minus 1. Whether mathematics allows us to change the limits as per our convenience. The answer is, in this case, yes, it is valid, because the very definition of x of n states that the given discrete time sequence is a aperiodic signal and it is a finite energy signal. When I use the word finite energy signal, I'll be trying to describe or obtain a sequence which is said to be defined for a particular or for a limited length only. With that reason or with that point in mind, I can change the summation limits from 0 to n minus 1, because x of n is valid only from 0 to n minus 1. Beyond that, there doesn't exist any samples in x of n. That's the reason. So therefore, I'll rewrite this equation. X of omega as summation n varying from 0 to n minus 1. I'm replacing x of n by xp of n. This the second term as it is. You could ask why x of n is getting replaced by xp of n. Again, we have learned this equation in the previous class. For any value ranging from 0 to n minus 1, x of n is equal to xp of n. I repeat once again, as I told you in the previous derivation, xp of n is nothing but the periodic extension of x of n. If x of n is said to be repeating itself for every n samples, that is nothing but xp of n. That is why x of n can be written as or replaced as xp of n. In the next step, again what we are trying to do here is recalling the expression for xp of n from the previous derivation. This didn't just like that arrived at, we have derived this in the previous derivation. Please kindly refer the notes of the previous derivation. I have taken the result of the expression xp of n derived in the previous case. Now, what I do is substitute the value of xp of n in the expression for x of omega. Accordingly, x of omega will be equal to the first summation term as it is, and the term xp of n is written within the square bracket, the entire term, the entire expression for xp of n, followed by the last exponential term as it is. In the next step, what I do is I put the like terms under one single bracket. See, the summation carrying the summation index k is tagged with the variable consisting of k component. These two are the like terms. Similarly, inside the square bracket, I am trying to combine the terms consisting of the summation tag small n. 1 by n times summation, whose summation tag is what? Small n, and its corresponding exponential term consisting of the tag small n. Just trying to put the like terms under one single bracket for the sake of convenience. In this step, what you must appreciate or what you must try to learn is just consider the term within this particular bracket. There is one summation here, there is a second summation here. What the sentence says is the inner summation, the term within this inner summation is nothing but what is called as the basic interpolation function. The basic interpolation function, and it is not just the function, the basic interpolation function is been shifted by some particular amount. That particular amount is 2 pi k by n. We generally if you look at this line, the interpolation function is defined by a variable called as p of omega, that is given by 1 by n term as it is, summation term as it is, the term e to the power of minus j omega n is visualized as the interpolation function. Please note that I have left out this word minus 2 pi by n times k. It means what? If the interpolation function is shifted towards the right hand side by a term equal to 2 pi by n times k, I get this term. So in general, I define the term within the summation as the interpolation function. I don't know how many of you would have heard about this word interpolation function. It is used in several scenarios. To just give a small example of how exactly this interpolation function works is, now say for example, if you could consider a straight line. On a straight line, I know what is the left extreme point, I know what is the right extreme point. Okay, knowing two endpoints, if there is a need for me to get the value of any intermediate point between those two known points, I subject that particular function as under interpolation function. So generally, interpolation function is used to find some unknown values. That unknown value is said to be what? Present between two known values. Or in other way, interpolation function can also be used to find some unknown values which is said to be abiding or following some standard rules. At such scenarios, we'll be using this interpolation function. And with reference to today's derivation, the interpolation function is abbreviated as P of omega, and the term within this inner summation is defined by this particular variable. Now, what I want to do right now is, I want to expand this. I'm using this summation series formula, what I've learned in your previous signals and systems. I think all of you know this formula. Summation n varying from 0 to n, a to the power of small n is given by 1 minus a to the power of n plus 1 divided by 1 minus a, provided note that the value of a is not equal to 1. Okay, because if the value of a is equal to 1, this term tends to infinity. So this series formula is applicable only for the term where the value of a is not equal to 1. I apply the same formula to the above equation. What happens then? Please note that the lower index is 0, the upper index is not n, it is n minus 1. So wherever n exists, replace n by n minus 1. So 1 by n is a constant, as it is 1 minus. What is the value of a in our case? E power minus j omega. E to the power of minus j omega. What I must do? Replace what? Replace the small n by what? N plus 1. And please note that in our case, n has to be replaced by n minus 1. So n minus 1 plus 1, that minus 1 and plus 1 will get cancelled to each other, resulting in 1 minus e to the power of minus j omega capital N divided by 1 minus a. And again, from this step to this step, again, this is also a part of your signals and systems. If you want the sync waveform representation, I'll repeat once again. If you want the expression to get it in the standard format of sync, S-I-N-C, sync waveform representation, we generally use this small step as such. So 1 by n is a constant as it is. From the numerator, I'll pull this as a common term outside the bracket, e to the power of minus j omega n by 2. Inside the bracket, what prevails is this. You can just check this term into this term gives me the value of e power 0, so nothing but what? 1. And this term into this term will, if you could multiply these two terms, I get what? E to the power of minus j omega n. Same thing also applies in the denominator. So finally, P of omega, means the interpolation function, is given by 1 by n exponential. Take this term towards the numerator. I end up in this term, e to the power of minus j omega n minus 1 by 2. Apply Euler's formula for this. E power j theta minus e power minus j theta. I get the sine theta. Same thing in the denominator. And this is the expression for the interpolation function. Now, because we're running short of 14 minutes, I'll stop the video over here. Okay. The same thing will be continued in part 2 video. Fine.